5,
4,
3,
2, each.
Peace out.
Hello from Tokyo, Japan. We're here for the TotalEnergies BWF World Championships 2022 and it's semi-finals day. It's coming down to this big weekend. And to break it all down with me is England mixed doubles player Greg Mairs. Greg, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
And of course, you've been on the courts out there and you've also done some commentary on the side. We've heard your voice over the week. You're also part of Badminton Insight, your YouTube channel. So anything and everything about badminton, you're the man.
Yep.
Well, let's talk about the fact that this is your first time in Japan. How have you been enjoying it?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. As you say, it's first time in Japan. Only actually got into the tournament quite late on due to some withdrawals. So yeah, it's been a bit of a whirlwind really, but yeah, been getting stuck in, played, got to the second round and lost out unfortunately. But then yeah, been up in the commentating box, doing a vlog for the YouTube channel and yeah, all go really.
So we're going to talk about the men's doubles first because obviously it's a big clash, all Indonesian clash to begin things off with Setiawan and Ahsan and then Alfian and Ardianto. Not surprising to see an Indonesian in the mix.
It's always interesting when the same country play each other because they're always so used to playing each other in training, so it's very different. They know the patterns of play. My pick before the start of the tournament was Alfian and Ardianto. So I've got to kind of stick with that. Ahsan and Setiawan obviously never lost in the World Championships, which is an incredible stat and they're so experienced. So it's going to be an interesting one. I'm going to go Alfian and Ardianto.
You're going to stick to your gut?
I mean, don't hold me to that.
Well, as long as an Indonesian goes to the final, we're good.
Yeah, I watched both of them play yesterday. Alfian and Ardianto played against English teammates of mine, Ben Lane and Sean Vendy, who had a really good win beating the top seed, Kevin Sanjaya and Marcus Gideon Finaldi. So that was a good win, and then Alfian and Ardianto were very sharp against them.
Well, it is Ahsan and Setiawan who have that fabulous record. They've had 3 previous appearances at the World Championships, all gold. So they're going for a 4th one, which interestingly will tie them up with Chai Yun and Fu Haifeng. So there's a lot of history at stake as well. But Hendra Setiawan has said that the reason he's going on at the age of 38 for so long is because Ahsan carries his weight.
Because I have Ahsan to cover me.
Question to you, is that true?
Yeah, they definitely complement each other really well. Everything around Setiawan, he's very sharp on, probably the best in the world, and Ahsan's just flying around him. And they set each other up really well. And where they're also really good is in the serve and return situation. And so they win lots of quick points. I watched them play German teammates of mine, Mark Lamsus and Marvin Seidel, a few days ago in the early rounds. And they were 11-7 down in both sets. And they came back with just some quick, cheap, easy points. And that's how they win a lot of their matches.
Well, we saw them dismantle Arjun and Kapila in the quarterfinals. And Hendra Setiawan has not quite given away what he's going to do against Alfian and Ardianto, but let's have a listen.
Yeah, waiting later. Secret.
Well, the other semi-final in the men's doubles is, of course, Malaysia versus India. Aranchia Sovoyek up against a very excitable Satwik Sairaj, Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty. The Malaysians have a 5-zip head-to-head, but the year that the Indians have had, I mean, this game has a promise of being a thriller. Yeah,
I mean, the Indians are coming off the back of a Commonwealth Games victory, where they actually lost to the Malaysians, and this was only a couple of weeks ago. So they lost the Malaysians in the final of the team event, but they went on to win individual. So they'll be coming off the back of that really confident, and I thought it's a great match to watch.
I think we are improving right now, and we know that we still have to keep on improving on our, like what I said before, our consistency on court. We hope that we could break through the hurdle that we always stuck there. So we just focus on ourselves, do our best. Yeah.
Well, the Malaysians, of course, have talked about how they've improved with every game, and that's part of their learning. Sovoyek specifically has been targeted a lot in recent times by the Malaysian press. But how have you seen him on the courts in this tournament?
Yeah, he's looked relaxed, and they've won some, close matches against really good opposition. So they'll derive confidence from that. And yeah, again, I can't wait to watch.
What's your prediction on this one then? I've got to put you on the spot. You gave me Althea Nardianto. You've got to give me another one.
These are really difficult. I'm going to go for Rankireddy and Shetty, I think.
All right, that's a big call. Let's hear what Rankireddy and Shetty had to say about the year that they've already had.
I mean, it's a dream year for us, starting with the India Open, where we won India Open, then Thomas Cup, then Commonwealth Games. I mean, by saying only, I'm like feeling so happy and excited. I mean, and we wanted to finish this on a big note, not like semi-finals. We wanted to go further.
Well, we're in the midst of preparation for the semi-finals. Lots of things happening in the background, as you can see, but we're focusing on what's going to happen on the court on semi-finals day. Women's doubles, Chen Qingchen, Jia Yifan, the #1 seeds, the defending champions, overwhelming favorites, but they take on two-time champions in Matsumoto and Nagahara. The question is, can the Japanese win this match?
It's a very good question. I think with the slow conditions that we've had in these matches, in this tournament, lots of really long matches, I think that suits the Japanese. But the Chinese, as you say, overwhelming favourites. They were my pick at the start of the tournament. They have great attack, and their level they're playing is really high at the moment. So I think it's going to be difficult, but it's not impossible.
Well, you talk about the conditions. What about the conditions specifically can the Japanese exploit, do you think?
It's just work. Each end is different. Each court has been different. And to just give you a bit of an overview in that, because of the aircon, if you hit the shuttle from one side, and we can see this in practice. Like, if you hit it from one side, the same pace as the other side, there's 2 meters difference. One side it just goes out and you hardly hit it, whereas the other side you have to hit it really hard and it still won't go out.
Also, I guess the key is about control.
Exactly, and working the rallies and being able to play in these conditions. And when it's the semi-finals of a World Championships, there's a lot on the plate. So nerves come into it, and it's going to be who can deal with the best, I think.
Well, the pair that probably have zero expectations and can play the most freely are in the other semi-final, and that's of course Putita Supajirikul and Sapsiri Tarathanachai, who have surprised everyone. They're an amazing quarterfinal
I watched that
match.
Yeah.
I mean, up to match point, it was anyone's game.
Yeah.
And they're taking on the more experienced Kim and Kong, who were bronze medalists last year. What's going to happen there?
I really like the ties. I mean, yesterday in the quarterfinal match, they were 15-9 down after losing the first set. And so, yeah, as you say, nothing to lose. They've almost already, in their mind, they've nearly been out of the competition. So they're just playing freely, and they're really good to watch.
Just enjoy the match.
Yeah, nothing to lose.
So against Kim and Kong, will they just continue doing what they've done? Is that the plan?
I hope so. Just playing freely, and Sapsiri, she's a really, really good mixed doubles player. So she can do these little moves towards the net, and her partner, Supajirikul, she can cover around her. She's really tall. So yeah, got a great style, and I think they can definitely do it against the Koreans. And what's also good to see is it's 4 different countries.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Which we have in a few events, don't we?
Yeah. And of course for the ties, they've already got a medal in the bag, the bronze medal, which is the first for their country. Huge history already being made, so there's just going up from here. Mixed doubles, and this is your area of expertise, Greg. Let's talk about your bestie, Mark Lampspus, and his partner, Isabel Lohau. What a tournament they've had.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, yeah, we play in the same German team. We're good friends. We had a long chat before their match yesterday. And yeah, he was relaxed again, nothing to lose, and had a great close match against Tangan C. And it was really, really good for me to see them come through and a European pair into the semi-finals of the World Championships and a medal for Germany. I think, from what they said, we were sat with them when we were watching it. I think from the first time since 2006 in the women's singles, they've got a World Championships medal. So that obviously means a lot to them. But they, like Mark Lampspus, I know him. He's driven. He's not going to want to end there. He's going to want to go and get that gold.
What do you think's worked for them so far? What has impressed you about them in this tournament?
I just admire his control. Set Isabel Lohau up at the net and for her interceptions, because that's where she's really dangerous. And yeah,
Go
great,
from there.
great traditional mix they play.
Well, they're going to face Yuta Watanabe and Arisa Higashino, who you commentated on.
Yes, it is.
It doesn't get easier at the World Championships, as you know. What can we expect in that match? What do Yuta and Arisa bring to the courts and against Mark and Isabel?
Yuta and Arisa bring a lot to the courts. They bring some speed. They're both very strong in their attack. So that's going to be different for Mark and Isabel to kind of face that. But I think it'll be a battle of who can get the attack in that match. And it's going to be really exciting to watch. Maybe a lot of situations around the serve and return is going to be important, like it often is in mixed doubles. But who can get the attack? Obviously, the Germans are going in underdogs, but the pressure's on the Japanese. You know, in the home tournament, we'll see what happens.
I have a feeling I know the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask it anyways. Who do you think is going to win that one? Or who do you think may win that one? Who are you kind of moving towards?
Who do I think will win? Who I want to win is a completely different answer. I definitely think the Germans have got a chance. They'll do everything they can to prepare. I saw their coach filming. As soon as they won, he was over filming the match yesterday to analyse that overnight and see and come up with a game plan of how they can beat Watanabe and Higashino. But I do think on form, you know, on experience, Watanabe and Higashino do have the edge and are favourites. Of course, I want the Germans to win.
Well, the prospect in the final is definitely Chinese, I can tell you that. It's either Zhang Suwei, Huang Yaqiong, or the Olympic champions, and that's Wang Yilu and Huang Dongping. But before we get to the final, let's talk about the semi-final and an all-Chinese clash. They've played each other numerous times. We've just talked about the fact that they're teammates. But given Zhang and Huang's incredible run into this tournament, are they the favourites?
They started this incredible run back in the Thailand Open, which was just after the Thomas and Uber Cup finals. I actually played them in the second round, and yeah, I can tell you it was very difficult. It was almost like playing 4 people on the other side. They're very quick, so consistent, they don't give you anything. And yeah, since that, I think they've won 5 back-to-back tournaments. Yeah, so very, very good. However, they are up against their teammates, and I think this is, right now in the world, this is the only pair that can actually beat them.
If anyone has a number on Zhang and Huang, it's got to be Wang and Huang. And
Yeah.
that's got to be an interesting watch, because I think Wang and Huang have a point to prove as well, because they've lost the last couple of times against Zhang and Huang, and they would want to bounce back from that.
Yeah, so there's the Olympics, which is the pinnacle where they played, and then this is the next thing. So the pressure's on. Again, going back to what we said earlier, when the same countries play each other, they know each other differently. They train together day in, day out. And I'm excited to see who can come out on top in that one.
We move to the women's singles, and Chen Yufei, Tai Tzu-ying, that is a rivalry for the ages. We've had an incredible head-to-head record for Tai, but the last few matches have gone Chen's way. Hard to call, obviously, semi-finals, but which way do you kind of sway towards, or who do you kind of sway towards?
I've watched them both in this tournament, and they are both playing really, really well. So for me, I can't call it, it's a 50-50. You keep asking me for these really difficult predictions.
But that's why we have you here, Greg.
Yeah, and that's what's great about sport, isn't it? You just you don't always know who's going to win, and especially here, we've got some really close matches.
Well, the other match is just as exciting in the women's singles, and it's An Se-young versus Akane Yamaguchi. An Se-young, of course, looking for her first title. Akane Yamaguchi is the defending champion, but these women have been at it since last year numerous times. It is the rivalry of the women's singles at the moment. And do you think that the big match experience of Akane Yamaguchi from the last World Championships will count in this time round?
I think it definitely will. You know, as a player, you've got to take all these experiences, and they all contribute towards your performance on court. Especially as a home, she's got the crowd behind her. We're here in Tokyo. I think it's definitely going to help.
Do you think that the fact that she had a average or below par performance at the Tokyo Olympics is going to spur her on in front of her home crowd? Is that something that spurs you on, or is that something that kind of gets you more nervous?
I don't know, it'll depend how she responds. Obviously it's going to spur her on, but then there's also the thought in the back of her mind that did happen.
Well, it is a tough outing, and for both these players, prediction, who's going to win, right? You've got to take a call.
Okay, Yamaguchi, she was very good. I watched her last night. Jenny commentated on that match, my partner, so I was watching that closely, and she was very good against Carolina Marin. So I'm going to go for Yamaguchi. That experience is going to see her through.
Well, you heard it fast here on the show. Akane Yamaguchi is Greg's pick And just to counter, I'll go for An Se-young and see who comes out on top. We'll have a competition of our own.
Okay.
We're down to one court. Right there, behind you. It's happening. Semifinals today begins very, very shortly. So I've got to get the men's singles predictions in, the men's singles chat in.
Yep.
We'll start with the unknown, the surprise factor. That's Zhao Junpeng, who's had some incredible victories. But he's got someone like Kunlavut Vititsan waiting for him in the semifinals. Interestingly, Kunlavut has recovered from COVID recently and has not trained for this tournament. Can you believe that?
I can't believe that. He must have done some training. Obviously, he's been playing for many years, and all that training, you know, you don't just lose ability like he's got in a couple of weeks. So yeah, again, he might have come in fresh, you know, no expectations, no weight on his shoulders, no, oh, I've prepared really well, I'm going to play really well. And that's sometimes, I know, I've played my best badminton when I've been injured or when I've just had a couple of weeks off. So he's going to come in, he has come in fresh, and both of those players, you would not have expected them to be in the semi-finals at the start of this tournament.
Really, I don't think before I come the world champ. I want to learn about the player, top player, or the same age, and how the feel in the play when they play with the top player or the younger. How I want to learn about that.
But does Kunlavut, with his World Junior Championships and the fact that he's like the next gen of badminton, Zhao Junpeng has not even reached that status yet. Does that give Kunlavut the edge?
I think so, and Kunlavat's scouts so far are arguably better than his. So yeah, but for me, once again, like the women's singles, like the women's doubles, it's great to see all countries, all 4 different countries in the men's singles semi-finals.
Do you think the conditions, we've seen Kunlavut handle Loh Ken Yew, the world champion, the now former world champion, because he lost out. But do you think the conditions are more suited to Kunlavut's game in this case? The way he's played, he has been pushed to 3 games, but he just seems to be building on that confidence.
Yeah, I think so. Again, you know, slow conditions. He's a great rallier, but he's also a great shot maker. I think that's what's got him to this stage in the tournament.
Well, the man who's definitely got the tag as the person to beat is Viktor Axelsen. Yeah. That run that he's having at the moment, he's on an unbeaten streak that goes on for months, and you know, he again dismantled Anthony Sinisuka Ginting in the quarterfinals.
As you said, I think that I've played better and better and better as the matches have gone by, and today was a really good game for me. You know, Ginting is an opponent I respect a lot. Obviously, we played many matches against each other over the last few months. But I was really focused and I was ready mentally and physically for a good match today, and I'm really happy about the outcome.
He's got Cho Chin-chen, who, again, amazing quarterfinal match. Where does that go? Does that just go with Victor's way? I mean, do you see Cho Chin-chen making any moves on that?
No. I mean, you've got to be a bit insane to bet against Victor. In recent times, he's been phenomenal. Like, he's just so accurate, so aggressive. He's just on a different planet, to be honest. Like, I think Tao Chen, you know, he's a great player, don't get me wrong, but Victor's just on recent form. Like, I don't think he's going to lose.
Well, Viktor Axelsen is the man to beat. Cho Chin-chen, however, beat the odds in his quarterfinal when he saved 5 match points against Christie. So do you think that, you talk about nothing to lose, you talk about coming back from nearly being out of the tournament, does that play in?
Yes, that is. We've had a lot of good comebacks, haven't we, this tournament? That is a factor. He's going to go out there, he knows what form Victor's on. Victor's got all the pressure on his shoulders, and he's just going to play. He's going to play freely, and he's very dangerous. But I think if you look at recent matches and the styles, I don't think he matches up that well to Victor.
So Viktor Axelsen, prediction there, I'm guessing, is the right one. And then on the other end...
Are you going to go, Zhao, just to go against me?
I want to, but I know I'm going to lose that one, Greg.
It's sport, anything can happen.
I know. Okay, so let's just go with Cho. I'll just, we'll balance it out.
Okay.
Well, regardless of the outcome in the semi-final, Cho Chin-chen broke that quarter-final jinx, is guaranteed a medal, which is fantastic news for him. He's tried so hard, he's been around the circuit for so long.
Yeah, he's such a nice guy as well. He's so great to watch, and I think you could see the emotion of both players at the end of that match. I mean, I really did feel sorry for Jonathan Christie. You could see him on the floor. He was very obviously upset. missing out on the medal, but again, ecstatic for Chow.
I just thinking about I get everything to God, not just for the win, I just for God, because every time I just lost in quarterfinal, so I just want to play my best, but I always nervous in this round, so I'm really happy I come back and show everyone the guys here, and I can blast everyone, so I'm really happy.
Well, you've heard the predictions from Greg. Thank you so much for being on the show. I'm going to come and find you later and settle scores.
Yes, we'll see.
But we're going to mosey on out of here because the match is about to get underway, so stay tuned for the semi-finals that are coming up.